You've got a fair amount of interesting decisions to make on the ballot this year, besides just candidates. Peter Blake from Complete Colorado, former columnist from the Rocky Mountain News, says, just vote no. Why?
Well, I'm against most of them. There's a couple of referendums that I wouldn't necessarily oppose.
But all the initiatives.
The initiatives, yeah.
You think ought to go down. Let's talk about the one that we just debated on the amendment to destroy the amendment process. Why would you vote no on this?
Well, because the main objection I have, in which I didn't hear it discussed in the previous segment, was they've left an out for themselves to repeal parts of the Constitution that already exist by only needing 50% plus one to repeal existing. I think that might be aimed at,
well, I don't know, Tabor?
But maybe so, maybe Tabor. And you can repeal existing at 50 plus one, but new ones have to have 55.
That's the hypocrisy of that proposal, which is, we don't need to get 55%, but we're going to hold it to you. We don't need to get 2% valid signatures, which is, in my experience, completely impossible unless you're a billionaire. We're not going to hold ourselves to that standard. And then to repeal things, we don't need that 55%, and that's why this came out of the Building a Better Colorado crowd of Tabor haters.
Yeah.
And by the way, term limit haters and open government haters. You know, this is an insider's dream. That's why raise the bar is to rig the bar. Yeah, all right, so that's why you hate that one. But what about something soft and wonderful that actually is good for people, like Cover Colorado, Amendment 69, which will bring Canadian-style health care to Colorado? Why would a bastard like you not want to help the children?
Well, you and me and Bill Ritter and almost every other Democrat are on the same side against it, so it's hardly, because it's going to cost so much money and remove choice in health care, and it's just a bad idea. Make us the highest tax state in the country, I believe. And it's already been tried in other states and it hasn't worked. And
it's odd when the left's own Progress Now, the activist wing of the socialist movement here in Colorado, they came out against it.
That's right.
You know, when Bernie fanatics start coming out against us, but Bernie's going to come out and campaign for it. Will that change your mind?
No, he's going to be very persuasive. I don't think so, no.
All right, so you're just going to vote no on that. What about the minimum wage? Now, this is not a huge increase. It's going to bring it from where it is now, around $8 an hour, to $12 an hour over several years, and we're going to go into it like you go into a swimming pool, nice and easy. We're not going to jump in the deep end. Why don't you like this?
Well, some people, it destroys the right to contract between employer and employee. Whatever you want to work for, you should be able to negotiate. Now, of course, there's already a minimum wage, and as long as the average wage is below it, doesn't make too much difference. But I don't think it should be mandated what someone can hire. And I think the restaurants are especially unhappy with their minimum wage is what, $3 and a penny below the.
Right, because they make their money on tips.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's another part of this that I think is dangerous on minimum wage, is that it's tied to inflation. Now, you might not be old enough to remember, but we've had periods of high inflation along with high unemployment. What a lot of economists thought couldn't happen happened in the Carter years. I'm thinking if and when that hits again, you're going to have a minimum wage that goes skyrocketing while you've got this huge unemployment problem of people who wouldn't mind taking those jobs but aren't allowed to because they can't be afforded to pay.
That could be a problem.
So no on that one.
Yeah, no on that one.
Man, you are getting curmudgeonly in your older years. You know that?
Oh, I've been this way a long time.
All right. Talk to me a little bit about open primaries. Now, there are two different initiatives on the ballot. One is for an open presidential primary, and let's talk about that one first.
Okay.
It says that, tell me if I got this right, that unaffiliated people can go and vote in either the Republican or Democratic primary for president.
They will be automatically sent a ballot with the candidates for each party, and they're only allowed to pick one. Now, one of the arguments against it is about 20% of the people are going to not understand that, and they're going to pick their favorites in both parties. Well, I don't know why the unaffiliated want to, if they want to join a party and pick a party's candidate, why don't they join the party? They're invited to every year by the Secretary of State. I'm an unaffiliated voter, and I get a Secretary of State mails me something personally in mail telling me that I can, if I want to participate in the primary, all I have to do is register with a party. And I think a party, being a private organization, is entitled to.
I think that's the part that a lot of people don't get, is that a party is not a government organization. It is a private sector organization. In other words, it's the Elks Club. And so you're saying, I'm not a member of the Elks Club, but I want to vote for who should be the grand poobah of the Elks Club. It doesn't make sense to me to be able to let unaffiliated people play in a private organization that they're not a member
And
of.
furthermore, a private organization should be financing its own selection process. This, of course, requires tax dollars to send out all these ballots. In the presidential primary, now, if there's only one candidate, for instance, a president running for re-election, apparently they won't send out a ballot for that party. On the other hand, I presume the unaffiliated could vote for the person if they like the president, want to vote. They'll get a ballot and has the other party on it, and they can vote for the candidate that they like least and hope gets a nomination.
So in other words, Obama's running for re-election. I'm an unaffiliated Obama supporter. Instead of voting for Obama, there's no other choice on the Democratic side. I see David Duke is running for president. I could just choose him and help the less winnable candidate do.
Yeah.
I like that idea. All right, what's the other one? I don't quite understand the other primary issue. What is that?
On the caucuses, they also, people would be allowed to, non-party members could participate in the primary elections of other offices. Now, it's the same argument. Why should they, if you're not belonging to the party, why should you be picking candidates for that party? And this was an odd because it gives the party central committee a chance to opt out and continue to use the system they use now. But to do that, the 3/4 of the central committee have to vote to opt out, which is sort of an odd demand to make of a private organization, I think.
Wow. That's right. All right. The last one is a death with dignity bill. Now, this one, I think, cuts across a lot of party lines. Even at the Independence Institute, we have big fights back and forth among our friends, supporters, and staff. And it's not a left or right issue. It seems to be a moral issue. This would allow people who have been determined to be terminally ill and are going to die within 6 months, if they can get 2 doctors to certify that, then the doctor can prescribe lethal drugs for them to take to end their own life. This is a tough one.
The important thing about that is at least the doctor has a choice. And a lot of doctors, they have oaths that they will do no harm, first do no harm, and they don't want to participate in this. So at least they have a chance not to participate in it. I think it's also possible that relatives, heirs who would like the person gone can encourage a bad decision by the dying person. I think it works all right the way it is now. I don't see any particular reason. It's a difficult issue. It's a close call.
Yeah, that's because you don't know my relatives that I want to push out. So, all right. So in other words, instead of Rocktober, what the Rockies do, we need November to vote no. Right?
That's very good. Yeah.
Peter Blake, thank you. Thank you. Check out the Independence Institute, independenceinstitute.org. Listen for me on KHOW Radio. Tell a friend. See you next week.